A Rock Hills School District teacher on paid leave after allegedly ordering a drink and leaving it with a minor. High school teacher Janae Ryan confirming to 12 News today she is on paid leave and has been asked to resign. Jacob Albrock joining us with what we know about the incident. Jacob.
Mike, a lot here. Ryan is a high school agriculture teacher and FFA sponsor with the district. Today, a school board member telling us that she ordered an alcoholic drink and left it unsupervised with a student during the National FFA convention in Indianapolis last week, before also allegedly driving a van with students after having a drink. The board member also tells us a parent of one of the FFA students witnessed this. We spoke with Ryan today. She tells us she's dealing with the consequences of that action. She did not specify what exactly led to the suspension, but said no illegal activities were involved. Ryan says she was placed on leave yesterday, but did not indicate that she had submitted her resignation. Today, she's telling us that she's very sorry that her behavior has caused such a mess and that that's all she has to say. The board member told us there has not been a vote for Ryan's suspension, but the superintendent made the decision to put Ryan on paid leave until a vote. Ryan still listed on the faculty page for the district. Mike?
Thanks, Jacob.